players and maybe get some information for yourself as a coach or your child. We'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. How many of you guys actually pitch or play in a pitching league? Okay, where it's not T-ball or anything. Okay, how many coaches do we have here? Guys that, all right. Okay, good deal. First and foremost, as far as the pitching goes, when you guys are starting to play at a young age, coaches really encourage you guys to really pay attention to how many times the kids pitch a week, how many pitches they throw. You know, you hear about it a lot. And obviously, from the big league standpoint, we would love to increase the pitch count at times, but at a young age, it's very important. What'd you do? He shakes no. Okay, he shakes no. But it's very important. There's a lot of things that could go wrong with a younger person as far as their arms go, and just encourage the coaches to pay attention. You know, at a young age, if you're like 10 or 12, 14. 50 or 60 pitches is probably enough in any one outing, and coaches really encourage their players to throw their fastball. Change-ups are great, and try to stay away from any type of breaking ball, especially if you have a player that has a very good arm. And you guys that think you can throw curveballs and sliders and split fingers, just kind of stay away from that until you start getting into high school, because it's very dangerous for your arm. If you had a great delivery and there were really no flaws in your delivery, it would still be dangerous because your bones are still growing, and you put a lot of stress on your elbow and your shoulder. So, dependent upon how big a hand is for a pitcher at a young age, okay, you want to try to get all your pitchers to throw a four-seam fastball. Really up until we do it a lot in the minor leagues as far as development, and even in the big leagues. Try to take your two fingers. Gonzo, why don't you show me your four-seam fastball?
They are.
Okay, it's just the two fingers across the four seams and the thumb underneath. Okay? And if your hand is not real big, you can spread your fingers wide. If you really can't grip the ball with two fingers, you might want to use three fingers. Okay? And that's kind of the way you can start throwing a changeup. So, any questions about that? Okay? Changeup grips. There's a lot of different ways to throw a changeup. We got two different grips right here. Very different grips. Steve, why don't you show them your changeup grip?
Mine's very different. I just kind of split the ball with my index finger and my ring finger, and kind of have my middle finger just resting on top of it. It's definitely a different grip, but it works for me.
And Gonzo?
Split finger fastball. I just strip it between right outside of the two seams. Just throw it like a fastball, make a fastball, and dive off.
When you see these two guys pitch on TV, you'll see a difference in their changeup. Steve has less velocity, has real good action down, has some depth. And Gonzo, his will be higher velocity, still have depth, but a later break, and it's a little bit different spin. Steve is extremely tight. Occasionally, Gonzo's will be a little more open, but still get good action. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. Yes?
Well, I was always taught to, when the ball comes into my glove, to have the glove facing my chest, wherever I am. So if there's anybody on base or the hitter, they can never see the ball in my hand. Sometimes a lot of guys come up and they have their hands set open and their gloves facing the second base, and sometimes, you get older, the guys can see what pitch you're throwing on second base, and they can relay that to the hitter. So I've always kept my glove in towards my chest, and whatever pitch I'm throwing, no one can see it. So that definitely helps things.
Gonzo, kind of show them how you set up with your glove position. the one common thing you'll see with both of those guys, and it's guys that are very good. Whenever the ball is in the glove, okay, and a lot of times it should be, you know, as Steve's talking about, the glove like this, and the ball in. You know, when the ball comes out of the hand is actually on top of the ball. You'll see a lot of guys, especially younger pitchers, get in trouble when, like Steve was talking, they get the glove flat and they put the ball in where the back of their hand is facing the hitter. When they come out of the glove, the hand will be underneath the ball, and that can cause a lot of problems. So you want the hand coming out of the glove on top of the baseball. Okay? Questions, please.
I have a lot of young kids on my 9U team, and a lot of them have really inconsistent release points and arm action. What drills can I give my kids to kind of work on that and keep releasing the ball at a consistent point in terms of, you know, here, and also I have a lot of kids that kind of side arm, they do a lot of 3/4 stuff. What's the best way to start them out?
Why are you guys looking at me?
All right, well, I know there's a couple drills, you know, a lot of times it's not, you know, to fix here, you got to fix the rest of the delivery. And you can get it up against the wall, and to where the wall's right here, and you can kind of work on your delivery, and if it won't let your hand get behind there because you're going to hit the wall. So, you know, you come through and you really work on not hitting the wall and coming through and keeping everything here. And when you come through, it'll be more consistent each time. I mean, you can do towel drills after you've done that for a while, and the more you do your delivery, the more consistent you'll get at it.
Okay, I appreciate Dave doing that. The question was, how do you help guys with different arm slides, because they will change, you know, from maybe you throw a 3/4, which we call a 3/4 delivery, which is like a 90-degree angle and your hands up. That's what we call 3/4. That will change based on how the delivery goes. Really, we talk about this a lot. Posture in your delivery really dictates what kind of arm slot you have. So if I'm a pitcher and I have a tendency to get way back like this with my spine, I'm either going to drop real bad or go real high. Okay? And then you get guys that have their weight of their chest over the balls of their feet, and they're able to hold that position going down the hill. They'll usually maintain their natural slide. So posture has as much to do with anything with arm slide. You see Darren O'Day. He sets up like this. He's kind of tilted. Okay, it's real easy for him to go from this position as he lifts and goes down the hill to throw from here. Okay, it'd be very difficult for a conventional pitcher to start here and then try to throw it 3/4. So posture has a lot to do with it. Any other questions? I like that right there. That's cool.
We have a question over here. No. How do you throw a curveball? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, you can tell. How old are you? Huh?
9.
This is information you'll use in about 7 years or 8 years, so that'll be good.
Okay. How I throw my curveball is take these the horseshoe right here, this little horseshoe of the ball, and I put my fingers right on that seam, and I come through. And I was always told by my dad when I was learning to throw a curveball when I was younger is you don't want to flick that wrist. That's where you can get into problems. I always was told you hold this grip, keep it like this, and you throw it like a football. And that's how I threw it for a lot of years, and I still throw it that way. So I come through and I just basically throw it like a football, and it's you know, it's a lot easier on the arm than coming through and really trying to break it off. So if you end up starting at some point, maybe a year or two, a few years from now, but I throw it like that and just come through and throw it like a football. Oh, all right, more questions. Cutter. Want to know how to throw a cutter? I don't throw one. I do on purpose, not on purpose sometimes, but I'm not really sure. I wouldn't be the best person to ask for that. So I'd work on the fastball a lot in that location, and then you'll be able to work on a lot of other things later.